These are the 25 best PS1 games of all time according to Metacritic, ranked by critical reception and lasting impact on gaming. Game number 1 is Final Fantasy IX, a title that brought the series back to its medieval fantasy roots after 2 futuristic entries. The story follows Zidane and a colorful cast through political intrigue and personal loss. Its art direction, character depth, and emotional pacing made it one of the most beloved RPGs on the console, often topping fan rankings even decades later. Number 2 on this list has to be Final Fantasy VII, the game many credit with making RPGs mainstream outside Japan. Cloud, Sephiroth, and the fall of Midgar became cultural touchstones. Its mix of cinematic cutscenes, materia customization, and a soundtrack by Nobuo Uematsu helped it become one of the best-selling and most influential games of the generation. Moving to number 3, Final Fantasy VIII took a riskier approach with its junction system and a romance-driven narrative between Squall and Rinoa. It divided fans at release, but aged into a cult favorite thanks to its realistic character designs and ambitious card minigame. The game still pulls strong nostalgia-driven search traffic from longtime RPG fans. At number 4 sits Metal Gear Solid, the game that proved stealth action could carry deep storytelling. Hideo Kojima blended espionage, cinematic direction, and fourth-wall-breaking moments that surprised players in ways few games had attempted before. Solid Snake's mission against Foxhound remains a benchmark for narrative ambition in action games from this era. 5th on the list is Resident Evil 2, a survival horror sequel that improved nearly everything from its predecessor. Leon and Claire navigate a zombie-infested police station with tense resource management and genuinely unsettling atmosphere. It expanded the franchise's audience and remains frequently mentioned whenever horror fans discuss the genre's defining classics. In 6th place, we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, widely regarded as the high point of the early skateboarding genre. Its tight controls, creative level design, and the addition of manuals over previous mechanics made trick combos feel more fluid than ever. The soundtrack alone still gets referenced constantly in nostalgia conversations online today. 7th up is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, a game that essentially defined the Metroidvania genre alongside its Metroid counterpart. Alucard's exploration of a gothic castle filled with secrets, RPG elements, and branching paths gave players unprecedented freedom. Its influence is still visible in countless modern indie titles inspired by its design. Number 8 brings us to Gran Turismo 2, a racing sim that expanded on its predecessor with hundreds of cars and a deeper career mode. Its realistic handling and attention to vehicle detail set new standards for the genre. For many players, it remains the definitive entry in the franchise's early PlayStation lineup. 9th on this countdown is Tekken 3, frequently cited as one of the best fighting games ever made. Its expanded roster, smoother animations, and arcade mode additions like Tekken Force gave it lasting appeal. The game's mechanics still influence how fighting game fans discuss balance and character design today. At number 10, we have the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the game that kickstarted the entire skateboarding genre on consoles. Its 2-minute run structure encouraged replayability, while its roster of real pro skaters gave it instant credibility. It laid the groundwork for everything the sequel would later perfect. 11th is Silent Hill, a horror title that leaned into psychological dread rather than jump scares alone. Its fog-covered town, disturbing creature designs, and unsettling sound design created an atmosphere that felt genuinely oppressive. It carved its own identity separate from Resident Evil and built a passionate following still active today. Number 12 is Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, considered the peak of the original trilogy thanks to its variety of vehicles and time travel-themed levels. It moved away from the linear platforming of earlier entries toward more diverse gameplay types. Many fans regard it as the most polished and replayable Crash title on PS1. 13th on the list is the original Spyro the Dragon, a charming, open-level platformer praised for its colorful world design and smooth flying mechanics. Its lighthearted tone offered a refreshing contrast to darker titles of the era. The game's collectible-focused gameplay loop became a defining feature of late 90s platformers. At 14, we have Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, which expanded the formula with new abilities and more interactive environments. Players responded positively to its improved level variety and added depth compared to the first game. It is often viewed by longtime fans as a noticeable step forward for the series overall. 15th is Spyro Year of the Dragon, the trilogy closer that introduced multiple playable characters for the first time. Its expanded minigames and larger worlds gave it more content than its predecessors. The game wrapped up the original PS1 Spyro era on a high note, critically and commercially. Number 16 on this countdown is Chrono Cross, a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger with a sprawling cast and a unique element-based combat system. Its dreamlike visuals and ambitious multiple ending structure impressed critics at launch. Even years later, it remains a frequently discussed cult classic among RPG enthusiasts online. 17th is Vagrant Story, an underrated action RPG known for its deep weapon crafting and tense dungeon crawling. Square's smaller-scale project stood out through its mature tone and tight combat mechanics. Despite modest sales at release, it has earned a strong reputation among collectors and RPG historians over time. At number 18 sits the original Gran Turismo, the game that essentially invented the modern racing simulator genre. Its realistic physics and massive car list felt revolutionary compared to arcade racers of its time. It set the foundation that later entries in the franchise would continue building upon for years. 19th is Driver, a free-form driving game praised for its open city environments and cinematic heist-inspired missions. Its undercover storyline gave structure to what was otherwise a sandbox-style experience. The game's influence can still be seen in how later open-world driving titles approached mission design. Number 20 is Parasite Eve, a genre-blending RPG that mixed survival horror elements with real-time combat sequences. Its setting in New York City and unsettling body horror themes made it stand apart visually and narratively. The game remains a notable example of Square experimenting outside traditional turn-based RPG structure. 21st is Suikoden 2, frequently named one of the most underrated RPGs of the generation. Its massive cast of recruitable characters and politically driven story impressed critics despite limited initial sales. Over time, it has become one of the most requested classics for remasters among longtime RPG fans. At 22, we have Tomb Raider 2, a sequel that refined Lara Croft's exploration and combat with more varied locations. Its ambitious set pieces, from sunken ships to snowy mountains, expanded the scope established by the original. It remains a favorite among fans, discussing the franchise's strongest entries. 23rd is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which introduced online multiplayer and the revert mechanic that changed how combos flowed. Its expanded park editor gave players creative freedom previously unseen in the series. Many consider it nearly as influential as the second game in shaping the skateboarding genre's future direction. Number 24 brings us back to the original Resident Evil, the game that essentially created the survival horror genre as we know it. Its mansion setting, limited resources, and tense pacing established conventions still used by horror games today. Its remake decades later only reinforced how foundational the original truly was. Closing out the list at 25 is Twisted Metal 2, a vehicular combat game beloved for its chaotic multiplayer battles and memorable character roster. Its mix of dark humor and explosive action made it a favorite at parties. It remains fondly remembered as one of the most replayable combat titles on the console.